Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Brianna Russell, and this is all of Equine. So today it's going to be a little vlog day, and I'm thinking I might run you through some extra little things and just let y'all come about the way I do things and watch me do some things today. And I think we're gonna, we are going to start with feeding the animals. And right now, I'm gonna feed the cats. They're like trying to trip me. They're running all over the place. Oh, their bowls are empty. What are you doing? They're precious. Their names are Clue and Cosmo. I know that it's like completely random and like probably not what you should name a cat, but like I did. They did have a sister that was orange, black, and white. She's no longer with us. You can hear them. They're meowing so loud. They're acting like they're so hungry. But they get 2 scoops of food like a day. Come on, girls. Come on. They're just gonna chase me out. So we get put over here now. Come on. Come on, girls. So they love to eat. Yes, girls. They're like so hungry. Okay, so I'm gonna go about today a little differently than I usually do. For one, because y'all are gonna be with me. But I do have some extra things to do. I have to probably put some horses on the walker. I have to ride some horses. Just wisdom. I'm gonna get some fly spray. Oh, she's gonna eat my hand. Lick it, actually. Lynn! Hey, Everclear. He's kind of big for the frame. Hi, Everclear. So I've put the other girls up, or out, actually, not up. I put them back out in the pasture. And then we got the old paint horse. He's not gonna kind of see him. He's fat. Oh, there he is. Hi, what you doing? So even though his nose is like 10 times better, it's still not advisable to turn him out, especially if he's not gonna have sunscreen put on him every day. Everclear is super sleepy. He was just yawning super big. So I think what I'm gonna start out with, yeah, he's like still yawning. Are you sleepy? Did you not go to sleep? Oh, see? Super sassy. We are sassy in this barn. This should be named the Sassy Barn. Oh my goodness, you just quit yawning. Such a big boy. You're such a big boy. So that's what I'm gonna do today. A little bit of what I'm gonna do today. I have to go check on the horses in the pasture because we have been finding a few snakes, mainly copperheads, not good, and make sure they're not getting bit. And I need to check on the brands on the other 2 horses just to make sure they're not coming up with any infection, which they shouldn't be. They're clean, but you know, that should be good. The round pen finally got weeded around because the weeds, you couldn't even see the round pen. You're like, what's a round pen? Because there's not one down there. So we got a little bit of that doing. I think we're gonna redo braids today. We might wash because we have some pretty old braids. They both do. They have to stay braided because if not, the hair gets super tangly, especially on windy days. And then it's easier when I go to race them that I don't have to try and rush and braid them late or last minute. You never know what's gonna happen. Right, buddy? He doesn't fit in the frame. He's so big. He's so big. Got eye boogers for days. So let's actually, I think that we should put him on the walker for right now while we get some of our stuff done this morning, just so he can get his daily walking in. I like to put horses on the walker, especially in the summertime, because it's good to just keep their legs moving and stuff like that. I actually have to unload something out of the truck first. So it's been up in the barn for like ever. And I've been needing to use it. It's like, it's a hanger deal. It's like, it has wheels. I don't know. But it's been in the barn for like, I don't know how long and for no reason. Probably need to get the cardboard out. So I talk to myself a lot, so it kind of helps to have the camera going. So you can hear me talk to myself. It's alright. Oh, let's just shove that in there. If it falls out, it falls out. Which is going to. I know better than that, but whatever. I'm dumb. Oh, see, there it goes. We'll put it on top. So I can just wheel it back here. Ah! About to lose the darn thing. So I think I'm gonna need 2 hands for this, so I will see you when I get back in the tech. Okay, so we're back in the tech room. I got it in here. It took me a little bit because there's literally like cleaty gravel everywhere, and those tiny wheels don't do well. So I can't turn my camera around because I don't know how to do that. So it has zippers. So there's this top shelf. It's just cardboard. Like, it could break if it got wet, but it's alright. It's just a simple little thing. So, okay, there it is. So it opens up. It has this little flappy door. So I put my shoes or whatever up here, and then there's this little bar that's down here that you put hangers on. I don't know what this rod is for. I guess it's to hold it up. I don't know. Don't ask me. I couldn't possibly. Here, the phone needs to be propped up. Okay, let's figure out how to do that. Okay. Put some nails or something there. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna try and figure out what this bar is for. Oh my goodness. I'm a lost person forever. They should have a club called The Lost People, and I would be like the founder of it. Oh wait. I might have figured it out. Got it! Okay. Let's get out of that terrible angle. So, I'm gonna use that. So, I'm gonna go grab some of my shirts from the trailer. Just because I actually hate keeping my shirts in the trailer. For one, there's very little space. And it actually is a lot easier to keep them in the tack room. Let's turn the lights on maybe so we get a little bit better lighting. So one day I think I can do like a trailer, what would you call it? Like a trailer, like what I have in my trailer, and like a viewing of what I carry around with me. And sorry, I was trying to put my shirts on my arm. And then like a barn tour, you know, like a little bit of that stuff. I think that would be fun to watch or whatever if y'all want to see how I do things. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, wire hangers suck. So I just have like 5 of my shirts here. The other 3 are like all dirty. Need to go back to the cleaners. But like you can see, this can hold like actually quite a bit of stuff. And I can actually grab a pair of shoes just to show y'all like the shoe stitch. So here's a fun fact about me. I hate riding in boots. Boots suck. So, especially like new boots, I can't ever break in boots. So I ride in like these Twisted X. I don't even know what you call them. They're just Twisted X shoes. They're like ankle cut shoes. I guess that's what I'd call them. I love them. I love to ride in them. So you can just see the shoes would sit right. You can use it for anything, like whatever. It looks like almost a bar could go across here too. Not sure what you would hang right there. Maybe you take the cardboard out. I don't really know. So the cats are playing with the plastic wrap because they love to do that. So let's zip this back up just now that I have the stuff in there. Oh my goodness, now I gotta try and, I'll set y'all down. This is gonna be a terrible angle, but it's gonna be okay. Oh, I need to put that cardboard back in the bottle so the cats don't just try and get up in it, because I can already see them climbing all over this thing. Okay. Would you just go in there correctly, please? I'm sorry, this is like a terrible angle, and I know I should like stop recording, but it's a vlog, why not? Okay, whatever, it doesn't fit in there right. So let's just try and zip it up. Wonderful view with my hand, right? Okay. I also, fun fact about me, I suck at zippers. Zippers hate me. Oh goodness. That's why I like pull over, but like sweatshirts and whatnot in the wintertime. Oh wait. So I think we're gonna put some of the horses on the walker, and I'll come back with you after that. Okay, so we're back. I actually just got done riding. I rode the gray horse. I didn't get any footage. I was too busy to get any footage. Right now I'm fly spraying. I like to fly spray while they're out here, just because the flies are like so bad. And especially like on my gray horse's belly, she has a super dry spot because of that. But so actually, before I turn the walker back on, we're gonna look at her brand. So on her, it's so hard to see. So I guess you can sort of see like some of the darker, and she's wanting to come over my head. So this is where I branded her. Yes, some people are like, oh, why'd you brand a gray? Because she's actually going to stay on our ranch for, however, she'll become a brood mare. But you can actually see a little lower, she has an S. That's from her Stewart Ranch. And actually, let's see if we can get one side. So, see, there you go. You can see, and it's actually a little harder right there, like callous skin almost. And it doesn't hurt them. It doesn't hurt her at all. So, and then I have my big sorrel gelding over there, Everclear. I'm going to start up the walker. And then I need to go check on the horses in the pasture. They're actually all right there, under the tree. So check them, make sure they have no bites, make sure no swelling of any kind. And I can't just turn horses out in Texas and not worry about them. That's not how this works. So I think we're gonna do that. I have to go get the Ranger because I hate walking. I should walk a lot more, but I hate walking. I also should probably hold the camera out here so you can actually see me. So I actually cannot put the paint gelding Hill Doggo on the walker. He is terrified of it. I tried to put it on him one time, and he sat back, and I actually used these little bungee cords. I didn't know if y'all could see them. So that's actually, if a horse sets back, they break, and they don't break the walker or the motor. So he just sits up here and gets to be an old man. He's not that old, he just acts like one. Right, buddy? The flies are terrible. I need to get some more roll-on fly spray. I love that stuff. I should also still hold the camera out here. What are you doing, Clue? This is like one of the best kitties. Just kidding, they're both good. I don't even know how old they are. They're like a couple months old, I guess. Oh my gosh. They look super tiny, but they're females, and their mom is like not very big at all. We don't know who their dad is. But they're like not super small. They're just small I don't even know. I guess they're like 3.5, 4 months. I don't even know. Probably not even that old. They're like 3 months, 2.5 months. I don't know. So I'm gonna go get the Ranger. We're gonna go out to the pasture. It's my trailer. We're gonna go check on the horses, and I will okay, so I'm on my way out to the pasture. It's like not far at all, thankfully. Oh goodness. We're gonna check on the horses. I'm actually gonna go through the easy gate because I don't want to struggle this morning. I need to check on their water as well. We were having some issues with it not filling up correctly. We had the cows turned out in there as well, trying to get them tagged and banded and whatever, you know, all of the above. So fun fact about me, I hate spiders, like absolutely hate spiders. And then y'all, I don't know if y'all can see it, y'all can't. There's a giant spider web with this itty bitty spider. It doesn't matter how big they are. This spider in general on it. And like, I'm freaking out. I'm like scared it's gonna like come at me. There's like a billion on this thing and I'm like, now I'm like itching and like, I'm like, it's gonna bite me. So, okay, right now I'm at the gates. Oh my gosh, it's like super hard. Just open up. Okay. So, I also just leave the gates open. People are like, oh, why? So, I have 2 cattle guards each side of the gate. It doesn't bother the horses, and the horses don't even care. Like, they're getting grass and they're getting water and they have shelter. They don't care to leave. So, I'm gonna drive on out here, check out my horses, have a fun time. So actually now there's 5 out here. There was 3 last time. There's 5 now because I turned out those 2 mares that were in the barn. There was no reason for them to be in the barn any longer. And now they get to be happy. All my beautiful horses. They all look super sleepy. What are y'all doing? They're just like all in a little herd. It's like they're my tiny little herd. So, let's come up here. Hi girl, what are you doing? There's Remy. Here's Kit. It's alright girl, you're okay. So, we got her from a kill pen. She actually, super skittish when we first got her. She's 10 times better. She's probably not gonna let me walk up to her for a good minute, so we'll pet the other horses. Here's Boogie. She looks like she's been crying. The flies have been bothering her really bad. They're like up in this tree. Here's Hope. Yeah, she says hello. And then there's the baby. Yes. Trying to stay out of the tree as much as possible. Oh, I'm sorry, I got in her eye. Such a good girl. Such a good girl. You're gonna be a good mama. Remy, you're so fat. Her hair is so short, but before we cut it, she had super long and beautiful hair. And then like we had these plastic hay rings for big round bells, and she like rubbed her mane off on it, and I was like so sad. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I hate for them to be like ugly. I'd rather them be more like presentable, so I just cut it off. Like, why not? And then my baby has a giant booger on his side that the flies are eating. He has stickers in his hair. I feel so bad. It's alright. It's just that baby hair. It always falls out. His tail, though, is, like, actually pretty long for a baby. But he's, like, super short for his age. So I feel like his tail is growing at normal rate, but he's not. So, hi, girl. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just, like, petting her booty. She'd rather me pet her butt than her face. So I'm gonna try and walk up on her. Not walk up on her, but just walk around. Hi, girl. Oh, goodness. Hi, you're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. So, when we kept their blankets on them in the wintertime, her hair is like super dry and it won't grow right there. And I don't know how to fix that. I've tried... You just want attention. So I've tried braiding it, I've tried conditioning it, and it just like doesn't want to grow. So we're just gonna let it be. So let's look at her brand, because she'll be the one who'll let us. So you can actually really see it on my dark horses. So she has a brand. She has one as well. That's from the people we got her from before. I forgot, how old are you? How old are you? I think she's 16. She's a year younger than Kit. And then Kit, hi girl. I know, she don't want me to get near her face. So, I won't. I'll try not to. We'll try and look at her brand. Oh, there we go. So, no, she's gonna walk away. She don't want me on that side. Hope does. Hope wants me to just be all over her. So, okay. So, I don't see anything unusual about the horses besides that my baby is biting the weed eater, like straight up just playing with the weed eater. He's biting the bar. Hey, Hey, don't bite the weed eater. So I have to keep an eye on my buckskin horse. She super sore sometimes. Sometimes she'll limp around. Right now she's kind of sore. I think she's been running and playing, and we have to get some different shoes on her. That's how everyone is in the pasture. Everyone's fine. There's no snake bites. It's very important around here to do that. Keep an eye on all of your horses, no matter where they are, even in the barn. Keep an eye on all of your animals, actually. Dogs as well, and cats. I mean, whatever you love. Keep an eye on your animals in the heat, even in the cold. I mean, all sorts of animals can get a hold of other animals. We actually have issues with like coyotes and stuff out here. They come around a lot. So we really have to watch the coyotes out here, and we have to, I've seen a few foxes, but foxes not as much because our horses are big and they don't bother our horses at all. The coyotes is what we'll really watch when the babies are around, which isn't until March. But they'll probably be in the barn until they're a little bit older, and then we'll turn them out in the pasture and obviously let them be horses and let them have pasture time. Let them do what they want, just to grow up and be horses, just like the other baby. He'll actually be started this summer, so we'll start him a little bit before 2 years old, just to get his directions and stuff. Okay, so the water actually is overflowing. Not bad, but just a little bit. So it's fine. So I'm actually up here. We have this little shed thing. It used to be where we kept the horses before we had the barn built. It's not bad. Like, if I had to keep other horses up here, like, I totally would, like stallions, or I'm not ever gonna own a stallion no, I don't say ever. Not for a long time. I won't own a stallion. I would rather not, just because it's easier. I mean, the reason we keep all the gates open is just so the horses have somewhere to be, like protection when they're not in the barn and when it rains or whatever goes on. But usually if the weather's going to permit really bad, or if it gets cold, they go back into the barn, and then we'll turn them back out, like whatever. We just like to keep them turned out as much as possible, not having to spend as much money feeding them, and they are happy as could be. So who wants to be cooped up in a stall all day? Not those horses. So I think I'm gonna go back up, and I'm finally gonna feed at least Hill Doggo. Just give him some cubes. I feed alfalfa cubes every day, obviously. Like, why wouldn't I? And then I'm going to get the feed ready for the other horses and let them be on the walker. They deserve to be on the walker. It's a good walk down. It's a good exercise. Walking exercise. I actually find it something I try to do every day. The horses get out of their stalls and they get to just stretch out a little bit. It's kind of like playtime for the horses. Okay, that's not gonna work. Latching this gate, I always find the hardest. So let's get back up to the barn, and I'll see you guys when I'm there. Okay, so I'm actually back up in the feed room. Oh, I might have busted that. It's all right. So I just want to talk a little bit about some things. So I want to do a few videos like what I feed my horses, or like my feed routine, or like my bathe routine, like different things like that, or the bath products I use, not bath, but wash products I use for my horses, and just things like that. Really just want to do something y'all like and keep it like friendly for everyone, and like hope everyone likes it and finds it fun to watch and whatever. So I need to pull out 5 buckets. My granddad fed yesterday, and like he closes everything up even though the door stays shut, so nothing can come in here. He's like super weird. about how he does things. It's a lot different than what I would do. Okay, so I'm just pulling out all of the buckets to feed right now. Oh goodness. Oh, and the cats think I'm getting them some feed. What are you doing? So here's Cosmo. This is Cosmo. So, oh my goodness. Everyone asks, how do I tell them apart? Well, it's super easy. Clue has, like, her whole back is black. And Cosmo has, like, more white on her back and just more white in general. It's actually super easy. And Clue has it, her tiny little tip of her tail is white. And Cosmo's tail has no white. It is fully black. So, okay. Let's see. I need to get my tripod. We'll set y'all up on the tripod. Just so y'all can watch me do a little bit of feeding, how I do everything. And then, let's set y'all up right here real quick. So, terrible angle again, I know. So I'm just pulling my tripod out of its box. Just a normal tripod. I grab the phone. One. So, super easy. It just, I can't even aim it on the hole. Screw it on, and then since my phone is a little bit bigger, there's this little dial here that you have to unscrew to make it bigger, because it already stretches up and down, but it still doesn't stretch enough for my phone. So while I'm oh sorry, I covered up the camera. So while I'm walking around, I'm going to unscrew it, or back to the feed room. They're right next to each other. Just there's not a door that connects them. So I'm like super glowy and sweaty. That's what happens when you ride in Texas. Do anything in Texas, actually, in general. So, my cats are climbing all over everything. Hopefully they don't make holes in the flaxseed. That's a mess that nobody wants to clean up. Okay, so let's actually put y'all in the tripod. I know this is like super awkward. Okay, I got it all set up. I accidentally turned the video off. Okay, I'd like to set up where you have to see the buckets and feeding. Okay, so I'm actually gonna fast forward to this part because I will do a feeding video another day. So that is just a little bit of what I feed. It's not like it's pretty much my everyday. Sometimes I might have to change up for just different things, but that's about it. So I'm gonna okay guys, I just pulled the horses off the walker. So I'm gonna redo some braids. You can see it's due to do some braids. He has a bunch of his baby hairs, even some of his long hairs hanging out. We're gonna put some purple shampoo in her hair because it's pretty yellow. And we're gonna redo her braids. Hers are not as bad as his. I can't tell you why. They've been in for, hers might have been in longer. So, and I might wash her face. She has like some oil or something. That's probably from the roll-on fly spray. All the dirt like sticks to it. So, I'm not gonna video it during, but I will video after I get done. So, I'll see you guys. Okay. So, little update. We got our tail, in the camera it looks really yellow. We got it a lot better than what it was. We used purple shampoo for that. We washed and conditioned the mane, getting ready to braid. There's nothing really, it's just cleaned. His is still drying. Obviously his mane is still drying. Super long. That's why we braid it. He can now see that I am wearing my little treat pouch. He's being nosy. But I keep my rubber bands in my treat pouch just because it's easier to grab while I'm standing, not having to go back and forth somewhere. So I'm going to braid their hair and I will then give y'all a little up. Okay guys, I'm back. So I got everyone braided back up. She's done. I don't usually braid her tail. Usually stays down. She can't ever keep it in a braid. I got his super long mane back in braids because it gets tingly super easy. But I was just letting y'all know that obviously I got everything done, and this is probably gonna be the last thing I do before I go home, so I'm going to be ending the video. So thank you guys for watching. Come back, be tuned for my next video.